Hey everybody. So I wanted to do a little bit of a recording to take you through the process of my thought process when it comes to pre-tracking. So if you are somebody who tracks macros or tracks calories, I talk a lot about pre-tracking and I preach pre-tracking because it will help you to be so much more adherent to your plan rather than trying to track on the fly. Um, and mind you, like we're all going to have days when we're tracking on the fly, and that's completely okay. And it's completely okay to be a little bit more flexible on those days and understand that you might not be nailing down everything that you're eating, and that's fine. But if you are in a routine, you know exactly what kind of things you have in the fridge or at home, or you know if you're going out to a restaurant or anything like that, these are all things that you can kind of pre-plan to eat, which is going to allow you to be more adherent because you're not having to think about things in the moment. You already have it written down for you. You know exactly what to eat, exactly what to measure out, and it just takes the guesswork out of the whole process and just makes it a lot easier. So when it's a lot easier, we feel a lot less overwhelmed in the moment in thinking about, oh my God, what do I eat right now? Because you already have it planned out and you've already done it for yourself. You've already put in the work. So it's a lot easier to stay adherent to that plan when it's already done for you and you don't even have to think about it in the moment. So whatever you can do. So all I did this morning, so today is my first day of tracking after like a couple of months of not tracking. And all I did was I took a few minutes this morning to think about what I had in the fridge, what kind of protein sources, what kind of veggies, what kind of fruits, and I inputted it into my app for today. And I eat a lot of the same things. So then what I'll do is I might even copy and paste into the next few days, depending on like how much of each food source that I have. So I'm just going to take you through, I use MyFitnessPal right now. So I'm going to take you to MyFitnessPal and kind of take you through like the thought process of how I pre-plan what I'm going to eat for the next day. So let me just screen share. Okie doke. So here we are. So we're going to go into MyFitnessPal here. I'm going to get rid of my face. So this is tomorrow. So I have like today's planned out, right? So not even all of my calories. I actually kind of more track calories and protein, and I let my carbs and fats fall where they may. That's just my preference. And it's just like, wouldn't say easier, but there's a little less to think about when I'm not thinking about fats and carbs right now. And like, I'm not at that point in my, like my performance that I want to be specific about my carbs and fats. So that's fine. I am just focusing on protein and calories for now. So as you can see, I've been over my protein, which is okay. Mainly I want to keep within my calories, but still at least get a minimum of what my protein goal is. So I'm going to go into tomorrow because it's a brand new day. And okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the different protein sources that I have in my fridge right now. I am the person that goes and gets our groceries in our family. My husband does not. Well, he will if I ask him to, but I generally am the one that keeps track of the groceries and does the grocery shopping. So I know what we have and what we don't have. And I also know what I like. So, and just being a mom for a few years now, I also know what kind of things are convenient to make and what can be really quick for me. So I'm going to think about 3 different protein sources that I have right now. So my first one I'm going to put in for breakfast is eggs. I like eggs for breakfast. Eggs are delicious. Eggs are a great source of protein and all kinds of other vitamins and minerals. Okay, so I have eggs for breakfast for protein. For lunch, I usually like to have Greek yogurt. So I have like a lactose-free plain Greek yogurt that I like. I always measure out 300 grams because that gives me a decent amount of protein. However, if you've ever eaten plain Greek yogurt, it is not the tastiest. So I also add in vanilla. Where's my protein? Hold up. So a whey isolate, that's my Canadian protein that I like to have. And I just add in 1 scoop of that because it gives me the vanilla flavor and it makes it a little bit more delicious, actually a lot more delicious. So that's my protein for lunch. And then I also know that I have a hot roasted chicken. So what I usually do is I buy a hot roasted chicken and then I shred it, and then it's just readily available for me for however I want to use it. Okay. So that's my protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I have 27 grams of protein left. And I also have my protein coffee that I really like too. So we're going to put that in. I don't recommend always supplementing your protein with protein powders. We do want to get most of our protein from meats because meat has the 9 different amino acids that are essential for our bodies that we cannot produce on our own. We need to consume them. So it's really great to get a variety of protein sources in a day because you're going to get those variety of amino acids and different kinds of vitamins and minerals as well. So when I think about protein sources, I usually think meat products. So eggs, poultry, beef, pork, fish, however it is that you like, those are the best kind of protein sources. If you do have like a vegetarian kind of lifestyle, it's a little harder to get your protein intake without going over carbs and fats, but it is possible. You just have to be a little bit more diligent with how much you're weighing out. But things like lentils, edamame, and I'd have to look at my other list. I am not a vegetarian, so that's not always at the forefront of my mind, but those are all great sources of like plant-based protein. Okay, so we got our protein sources in there. Now I have 832 calories left for the day. What am I going to pair my eggs with? Okay, I am a classic, like I just like my classic eggs and toast, okay? So brown toast with butter, you can do it this way, or you can just do brown toast and then add the butter separately if you want. I'm just going to go with the general idea for now. And then with my yogurt, I usually like to add in some kind of fruit. So I do strawberries. I also should add in like a fruit or something for my breakfast as well. So I'm actually going to put in, I have a fruit tray right now, and I like the pineapple. So I'm going to add in some pineapple. I also don't recommend measuring by cups. I do recommend measuring by grams and ounces. It's a lot more accurate in terms of like how much food you're getting. Cups can be pretty subjective because it really depends on like the cup and like what you think is a cup versus what a recipe calls for. So it is a lot more accurate to actually measure out your foods and use a food scale. Okay, roasted chicken. I've been liking to have my chicken on a wrap. Actually tortillas. So I'm going to do my flour tortillas with whole wheat tortillas. That didn't make sense. And then, so I'm looking at how much I have left here. Sometimes, actually a lot of the time, I'm going to say like, this is basically what I will plan out for my day is like the really basic ideas of each of my 3 meals. And I'll leave my snacks kind of open with that 360 calories because as things come up, maybe I go to Tim Hortons today and I decide I want a cookie. Then at least like I have that 361 calories left where I can go and have a Tim Hortons cookie, right? So let's say it's a smile cookie week and I want a smile cookie. I can add that in and that'll be a little bit of more extra calories that I can take up with a food that is not necessarily nutrient dense, but it's something that I can enjoy. And I don't need to feel guilty about it because the rest of the food that I have planned to eat for the day are basically nutrient dense foods, right? Oh, I was going to add in my vegetable for dinner. I've been liking cucumbers. You can eat so much cucumber and not feel guilty about it whatsoever because it's basically next to nothing in calories. Okay, so this is the general idea. This is the thought process that goes on. adding in your proteins, adding in your carbs to go with the proteins, adding in your fruits and vegetables, leaving some room for some other things that might come up throughout the day that you might want to enjoy. So that way you're still prioritizing nutrient dense foods, you're prioritizing your protein, but you're also leaving room for some things that are just purely for enjoyment and you just want to fit it into your calories. So again, like it's not perfect here. I'm not perfectly at my calorie level. So I might even add in, I have some nibs in the cupboard. For some reason, I've been craving nibs, not nubs, nibs. Let's see if I have nibs. Okay. So I'm pretty sure, so I would want to go by, say, so see how the first one is going by pieces. You could go by that one, as long as all the pieces are the same size. So that one looks like it's like the licorice one. I'm thinking about like the ones that are the actual little like nuggets of licorice. So I'm gonna go by the 75 grams of nibs here. That's 200 and something calories. So again, because I'm planning, I can come in and choose what should I take out here? Because now I'm going over. So do I still have the smile cookie or do I still have my nibs? They're both actually around the same amount in calories, so I can choose one or the other. Or I could even go in and like reduce. Maybe I have like one tortilla instead of two tortillas, or maybe I have one piece of toast instead of two pieces of toast, right? So I can go through and make those adjustments so that I can have the things that I want to have. Maybe I have half a cookie. Maybe I'm going to, split the cookie with my son today. See, so now I'm already closer to my calories. And then maybe with the nibs, maybe I don't have 75 grams of nibs. Maybe I have 30 grams of nibs. Voila. So I could actually probably have even more, a little bit more nibs if I wanted to. Right? Getting closer to my calories here. Again, doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Like it's definitely helpful to be as close to it as possible, especially when you have specific goals such as fat loss. But you're getting the idea here. And again, I don't completely track my macros. I aim more for my protein and calories, and I let my carbs and fats fall where they may. So today was a bit more of a higher carb day than a higher fat day. Other days I might have higher fat content and lower in carbs. So it doesn't really matter in that degree. But it is something I stay mindful of. Like obviously I don't want my fats to be like 500 grams over my fat content. Same with my carbs. But I do want to be like kind of as close as possible, but I don't worry about it too much as long as I'm getting my protein and my calories. So that is how I track. This is how I kind of my thought process around pre-planning and how I make adjustments based on like what my day might look like and what kind of things I might want to consume. And that's just like the general idea. So I hope you find that helpful in like that thought process and what kind of things we can do to make adjustments in order to get as close as possible to our calories and protein, while also fitting in foods that we want to enjoy, and just giving ourselves as much convenience as possible so that it's much easier to adhere to. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. I'm obviously always here for suggestions and whatnot. So yeah, let me know if that is helpful.